You knew you had it in you the whole time. Oh yeah, you knew you had it in you. But it was not until you were fully ready, fully developed, that you got to attain what you knew you deserved. You got to realize that practice made you perfect. Even though you felt like it was taking too long. And little did you know you were in for the biggest surprise of your life. Now, let's talk about practice making you perfect, the fashioning. You got to observe the very best of what your role models enjoy doing, and you desire to express yourself the same, but what you didn't see was the time and effort that they put into developing their talent and skill. But from paying attention, you learned the moves. Now, implementing these moves was a whole nother story. Practice made you perfect. They made it look easy. The happiness you seen people exuberate while doing what they love doing encouraged you to develop the routine to stay motivated. You knew you had to stay consistent. There was no way you were going to attain if you did not stay consistent. So you developed the consistency. It was more than a passion for you. It was more than just practice for you. You made it part and parcel of your being. And despite all of that, you were mocked. You were ridiculed. They said, nah, you can never be like that which you admired. You felt like it was taking too long. Let's talk about the fact that you knew, even despite the fact that it was taking too long. They called you the late bloomer. On several occasions, you contemplated if it was all worth it, but something in you nudged you to keep going. You saw others making a lucrative living from doing what they love, but for some reason, it wasn't the same case for you. So you wondered. People gave up on you. You couldn't even afford to pay your bills because you was dedicating a lot of time to your passion. It almost felt like it was just a dream that you were chasing that could never become a reality. You feared being the late bloomer that won't get to have longevity. You questioned. You questioned. You compared yourself to the greats, which is great, but not to the point of you missing the point of why you were doing what you do. Yes, this all happened while you were contemplating within your mind, despite the fact that from the very beginning you knew you had it in you. You gave it the time. You put in the work, but yet you still felt like it was taking too long. You knew it was taking too long. You questioned and you asked yourself, what was it gonna take for you to get the recognition that you knew you deserved? Even though it wasn't even about the recognition, right? You knew it wasn't about the glory. You just wanted to be appreciated just as you appreciated others. Paying attention to time and not the improvement you've made got you to not see how much better you become. Yeah, because you were looking at the time that you spent developing, cultivating, working on yourself. You forgot to pay attention to how far you actually went. People were seeing your development. They probably never could tell you. They probably never came to you and said, yeah, we see how good you become. They didn't say that. And even you yourself, you started to doubt yourself. But you getting to realize that all of that was real work necessary to make you out to be the best version of yourself. Yes. Are you ready for the big surprise? Are you ready for the change? Are you ready for the transformation? You got to remember, practice makes perfect. And practice takes time. It wasn't going to grow overnight. The seed germinated already. So let it go through the process. You understood that. Now you in for the big surprise. Let's talk about the big surprise. It was all building up to something monumental. People could not understand the picture that was being painted because their eyes was focusing on you and not even necessarily the final outcome, the bigger picture. You had the vision of the bigger picture the whole time. You were the one with the brush. They were not painting the picture of their own life. They dropped their brushes a long, long time ago and they were looking at you. And even what you considered to be hate was actually admiration. It was all building up to something monumental. You did not care much for the glory. It wasn't about the glory for you. You just wanted to do something that you knew genuinely from within your heart you were passionate about. But you were not even ready for the big surprise. And it wasn't even about the surprise for you. You slowly became what you admired without realizing it. And this was the beauty of the whole flower. You finally blossomed. You finally blossomed. It all paid off in so many different ways that you can't even begin to factor. The lives that you have touched, the souls that you have touched, the people that look up to you, the people that have been inspired because you did not quit, the people that have been inspired because you took it upon yourself to develop yourself, to endure all the way to the end. You took all of the beatings. You said you would not quit. They spat in your face. You said you would not quit. You fumbled a couple of times. You said you will not quit. It all paid off in so many different ways. Look at how great you are. You don't miss a beat. Your gratitude, humility, and appreciation are the grand prizes from your dedication and commitment. Claim it. Claim it. Those are the intangible prizes that you've earned. Nobody can take that away from you. It is ingrained in your spirit, in your soul. Can't nobody take that away from you. Never that. So you're grateful. The divine took his time working through you, and it was all worth it. You know it was all worth it. You now see it clearly. It was all worth it. We're going to go ahead and cap it at that. But let's recap what we just talked about today. That way you can carry this on with you into your days as you're going about your daily activities. You got to see that it was not until you were ready, and we mean fully ready, that you got to receive the grand blessing, the grand prize. You got to see that all those sleepless nights, all the time that you spent practicing, all the time that you took working on yourself, it was so necessary because it perfected your talent. It perfected your skill. You got to see that even though it was taking long and you had doubt in your mind, you said, this is taking too long. You felt like giving up. And right when you felt like giving up, little did you know you were only in for the big surprise. Boom. You got to see how the universe truly works, how the supreme creator, how God truly works. Forever, you are grateful. Forever, we bless his name. Truly, I am grateful for y'all. Thank you so much for connecting. Thank you so much for listening up until this point. Drop your comments below. Let's connect. Let's connect. Stay connected. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing. really, I appreciate the love. We continue to rise by lifting each other up. Until next time, be blessed.